It's the truth and truth is fire.
Yes. Yeah.
Your boss screams at you, you need a therapist. Your teacher screams at you, you need a therapist. You couldn't do your own homework, you need a therapist. I failed miserably. I thought I was betraying one part of myself. I'm not choosing those clothes. I'm feeling very nostalgic.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast series where we talk about all things fashion. I'm your host Dhanyasri, and in today's episode, we'll be talking about something that's a little more than fashion, something that feels like a warm hug from the past. Yes, nostalgia. Come on, let's face this. Our generation is going through so much: global crisis, TikTok dances, and the struggle to keep up with academics. But through all of this, what are we doing? We're looking back at those lovely childhood memories. But why? Maybe because sometimes when the world feels like a chaotic game of dodgeball, nostalgia feels like a warm hug from our grandmother, or maybe a good slice of pizza. But okay, on today's episode, we have somebody amazing to chat with. It's none other than Aishwarya Sudam, the founder of Sudam, a brand that combines modern Western silhouettes with Indian handloom textiles. Okay, Aishwarya, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling nostalgic?
I am feeling very nostalgic. Thank you for approaching again. I am loving what you have done and how you look at the brand and me both.
Yes.
So I'm excited for what's to come.
Okay, so we'll start off with a small warm-up kind of a thing. It's like rapid fire sort of a round, okay? So I'll just ask you quick questions.
Okay.
You can answer in like a word or a sentence. It's just like to get into the mood, right? So what's your go-to comfort movie or TV show?
Currently it is Young Sheldon. Although I finished watching it, I'm rewatching it because it has become my comfort show. But usually it is our Telugu movies, Akashamanta or
Again.
Bommarillu.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
Raghuvar and B-Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how many times you watch them,
Yeah.
you just get into the feels and it feels comfortable.
And
that
these
way.
days there's a lot of re-release, right?
Yeah.
Have you been to any of those?
Not really. That does not comfort me weirdly. It's just me sitting alone and
watching,
feeling everything. Yeah.
Old movies have that comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what's your most nostalgic color?
My most nostalgic color would be the golden yellow.
The
Similar
mustard
to
yellow.
what you're wearing. It is golden, like the
More shiny.
pattu.
Got it.
Pattu yellow because.
What's the reason?
I had a beautiful outfit with that color when I was in 8th grade. It attracted me so much, and I was like, Mama, I really only want that and nothing else. Just buy me that. So yeah, that's that color.
Nice. So who's your biggest style influence and why?
I actually take a lot of inspiration from Diana. I love what she used to wear. And I think in the Indian industry, I love Aishwarya Rai and also Rekha. Yeah, Rekha ma'am. They kill every look. They own every look.
Absolutely.
And that's what I always wanted for myself. I wanted to play dress up basically. I wanted to live every character. So yeah, that's what they did.
Okay, now let's get a little deeper. I want you to tell our audience the story behind Sudam.
The story behind Sudam is basically dates back when I was in 8th grade. I thought of styling myself, looking at a lot of heroines and all of that. But even though I tried to look like them, I couldn't fit into the garment. I didn't feel like I belonged to those garments. And the same thing happened even when I was in NIFT, where I was trying to fit into the Gen Z. Although I am Gen Z, I was trying to fit in by wearing whatever all my batchmates were wearing, but I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't think that was my vibe. I thought I was betraying one part of myself to wear this.
You were trying to fit in.
Yeah.
But, we know that now nostalgia has become a huge part of Gen Z, right? So why do you think suddenly, Gen Z is so drawn to looking at things of the past?
Okay. So I personally think that if in the moment, if you want to choose a career for yourself, you go to Pinterest as a Gen Z. What is aesthetic? what can I do? What sounds exciting? What can I romanticize? What
Yeah.
career can I romanticize? You want to go to Pinterest or something. If you don't have any idea about what you
Yeah.
want to do, you're going to go to Pinterest or some platform like that. And then you choose something. I mean, you choose design only. And in that, you have like subcategories. You choose textile design it. And in textile design, there you want to go into Zardozi work or do you want to go into that work, this work. There's so many. That's always been there, definitely. But with Gen Z's, what's happening is everything is on a silver platter.
It's available.
Yeah, it's very available to everyone. So that's why I think Gen Z is very confused all the time onto what to do, what to choose, because there are so many options.
Yeah.
Millions of options in your career, in what you want to wear, in
Literally everything.
everything, every small aspect. Why I think that Gen Z is finding comfort in nostalgia is because there is some certainty to the past.
Assurance.
There is some reassurance that if you wear that,
you're gonna
look feminine.
Yeah.
You're gonna
everything was defined.
Yeah, you're gonna feel it. If you
Yeah.
feel, like saris. If you wear a sari, no matter even if you're from northeastern California or something, if that woman wears a sari, she's gonna feel feminine. That is reassured.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't have to worry about not being able to feel a certain way, not being able to fit in. So when you chose something that is from the past and that people have been following since ages, because and they've made so many developments in one aspect of sari alone because they felt so good in those. I mean, Gen Z is like, okay, now fine. I mean, I can't experiment so much for so long. Let me just go back.
But why do you think Gen Z is not able to experiment? Like, I mean,
Gen Z, I think, to a certain point, they get tired of experimenting.
Because of all things happening around us.
They experiment a lot, but then they themselves look at their work like, seriously, I did that?
Yeah.
What's the point of it? I mean, they themselves criticize their own work because at some point they think that it is not realistic.
So your brand Sudam makes it combines modern Western silhouettes with Indian handloom textiles, right? So how do you think it helps Gen Z? Like, what's your target audience like?
My target audience is definitely the Gen Z because I feel like they're very confused. I want to give them that comfort. I mean, see, I won't tell you to choose Sudam, but trust me, if you choose Sudam, you're gonna feel a perfect balance of your culture and how you want to present yourself as a Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Yeah, part of both. So you'll find that comfort because I found that comfort. I've actually very carefully curated the brand for my own comfort without even before I monetized it.
Because of a lot of social media awareness about sustainability and eco-friendly, all of this, do you think Gen Z is, as I told, Gen Z is opting for such clothes just to seek social media validation ki, okay, there's a lot of, say for example, campaigns around sustainability. So just to go around and tell people that, oh, I'm a very sustainable man and all, is that the reason that, I am buying such clothes? Or is it because I also got this thought ki maybe Gen Z is doing this because to find their identity, like we discussed earlier, a lot of us don't even know what we are. So, and Gen Z especially, we all crave for a unique identity. Like we don't want to be like others. So maybe in that search, is Gen Z trying to approach for this new thing?
I think so too. That's the problem with Gen Zs. They don't want to be and what is
same
that?
Like others.
Same like others. I don't see what's the point. I mean, if there's anything that has to differentiate you, it should be your character. Work on your character. Work on yourself. Work on your habits, the way you talk, the way you approach, your kindness and all of that. None of all these things matter to you at all. except what you wear and how you present yourself on Instagram. That's the worst thing that could happen to humans in general, and that is happening with Gen Z. And if you can do anything to present yourself better, do it from the inside.
So we all know that handloom has been a rich-rooted thing in Indian tradition. So where do you see handlooms evolving in a global perspective in the next decade? Like, where is it going?
I mean, there's a 50-50 side to it. There's 50% where there's a lot of handlooms dying because there's a lot of machines that are replicating the same work handloom weavers do. So it is turned into machine looms, power looms, basically.
Yeah.
So I have recently myself gone to Pochampalli, and the weavers there who are weaving handlooms, traditional ones, they don't sell it in their village because no one comes to their village to buy their handlooms for the price it is worth.
Obviously.
Okay, so what the villagers are doing is they are replicating the design with power looms themselves and selling it in the same village
for cheaper rates.
For cheaper.
So people will buy it.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
That is very, very sad. And that is the truth about handlooms. No matter how much we think that that culture is never gonna die, I mean, there's enough audience for it. No matter how much we think, the audience is also gravitating towards a very wrong side where they are not checking what they are getting. They are not at all conscious about who they are getting it from. They just want to look the look of handlooms. So even if it's powerloom, they're like, yeah, it's chill.
Yeah. They don't even know, I'm sure, if it's
exactly,
powerloom or
handloom. They won't know. Until you are a weaver yourself or you've done textile design, you wouldn't know.
Oh, exactly, obviously.
You wouldn't know. And the richest of the richest are getting fooled by this.
Lack of knowledge.
Exactly. So we can't expect handlooms to live longer with this level of consciousness among the consumers.
But what about setting up brands like Sudam? Also recently, Diksha Burgu, she started a brand called Devo. So I see a lot of brands emerging like this. That's where I, figured out that, okay, nostalgia, Gen Z is going towards such clothing. So don't you think because of these things, people are actually trying to save handloom?
So it depends on Diksha and me right now. Very honestly. On how we sell the purity of handlooms.
And let people know that this is the pure handloom.
Yeah, exactly. It completely depends on how we market the purity of handlooms. Because until and unless we are not reassuring the people that this is what we are selling and that is what they are selling, so you choose. Ours is definitely going to be higher priced, but you choose. And they are going to go for lower price only, for sure. So we are doing our part by marketing it right. We are doing our part by getting the right people in, the actual master weavers in, the actual painters Diksha is getting. But our people are going to buy or choose the lower quality, fake ones over us. That depends on the people again. We are doing our part. So ours are very new brands, right? Both of ours are very new brands, and it is yet to be decided how people are going to take it. We still don't know ourselves.
But I feel like maybe it'll go towards a nice direction because...
We really hope so, because it started with a very pure intention to save a culture that is being replicated by everyone who does not respect the culture. So you all have especially Gen Z, you all have a huge role to play. You all have to be conscious consumers. I mean, the H&M era is gone.
Bro, recently I've seen a lot of these Instagram reels also. If you want to skip Zara and H&M, go to these homegrown Indian brands.
Yes, I love that.
Same. Like, I'm like, and it's not like one or two reels, it's so many reels. Everybody's like, skip H&M and Zara and those homegrown brands. So that's nice. And when I searched about found out about yours and Diksha's also, I'm like, yay. Like, finally Telugu, the Telugu states ka handlooms is coming out in a different way. So your Instagram, I saw your campaigns and all of that. So a lot of content is based around Telugu, old school Telugu girl,
Yeah.
Telugu aesthetic,
Yeah.
like that nostalgic thing. So what made you think, when you started curating this content, what made you think or feel like, okay, Gen Z will relate to this?
So why the Telugu nostalgia is because I think a lot of Telugu women lose their identity in between.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know what is up with this Telugu people, especially teenagers. They lose their identity in part of the big plan of trying to fit in.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, Maharashtrians, if you see, at least they are, at least to a certain extent, stuck to their roots. Chennai, you see, they're wearing kurtis. They're stuck to their roots. You see Keralites, they are stuck to their roots. What is Telugu roots?
Yeah.
It is very
We're always trying
very
to
invisible.
fit in into the dominated.
Exactly. Telugu teenagers, women especially, I don't know what influence of which actor or which movie it is, but we always try to fit into a role, and when we are actually true to ourselves, we feel we are boring.
So we'll switch the gear a bit. We know that fashion is not all about good aesthetics. It's also about, a lot of times, what we wear decides how we feel.
Yeah.
Or like, a lot of times fashion represents what we are.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you think fashion can affect Gen Z's mental health? Or
That's
is
a
it
very solid point. Very solid point. I appreciate the question a lot. You've thought very deep about this. And yeah, that's where exactly Sudam started, because I dived into spirituality only. And spirituality is very close to mental health, of course.
Yeah.
And regarding that also, I've gone away from spirituality and tried to start it.
wow?
Didn't
What's
happen.
the process? Oh,
I failed miserably. The root of Sudam was spirituality,
Yeah.
and I tried to get away from it and do something. I mean, I
Why?
got selfish somewhere.
yeah.
Like-
And then you realized, but
And yeah, it isn't working. It is not true to the brand at all. And then I'm like, I have to go to temples. Please. I have to meditate. Then only this brand will work.
Work,
Or else
otherwise-
it will, yeah. I'm gonna, in no time, sell power looms. If I don't do all of these. Because I have to myself realize the
Yeah.
depth of why they are worshipping to
Yeah.
before starting the loom. If I don't realize it myself, I can instantly sell to customer that you don't know this is actually handloom.
Real.
बोल के I can sell it off. You get somewhere selfish in this process. So as a founder, if you have to keep the truth of the brand intact, you have to be true to yourself.
yeah.
And to be true to yourself, your mental health should be top notch all the damn time. You have to have utmost clarity.
That's
And
what Gen Z is missing now.
exactly. I mean, you all think for yourself. Wear a week of whatever you want to. Whatever you see on Instagram. Wear a week of all of that. Wear a week of whatever you find on Pinterest. All those
Cute, trendy.
yeah, cute, trendy outfits. Wear the nylon leather pants or that will tuck your tummy in, and you'll feel uncomfortable to the core, but you don't want to complain about it because it looks good. Wear all of that for a week, and then for the next week, try something that is still tight, but it is cotton.
You'll see the difference.
You will see the difference for yourself. Your mental health only, you can see the difference. I mean, mental health is the only point I'm telling you to see the difference in. That's it. Don't see the difference in how people are reacting to you. Don't see the difference, don't notice, although these differences are gonna be major too. Don't keep an eye on any of those. Just keep an eye on how you're gonna feel mentally, and it's gonna change the way you'll think about handlooms and our culture.
So you think, trying out those traditional, going nostalgic will help us will help us Gen Z find our identity?
Yes, it would make you go to therapist a lot less. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you see nostalgia in Gen Z as a passing trend, or do you think it'll stay here for a bit longer? Like,
I think it's gonna stay very long,
why?
till a point where your kids are getting married.
After that? Okay, we'll die.
Yeah, I mean, we don't care about what
Yeah.
trend is gonna come then, but Until then, at least, I actually feel like you're gonna keep cribbing about how you wasted your 20s in that pile of dirt.
So, what's that one advice you'd like to give Gen Z who's trying to figure out their identity, or like?
I wouldn't actually say choose handlooms or something. That is very dumb. That is my path of spirituality that I discovered on my own. And for y'all, I would say work on your character development, not your.
But when Gen Z is so confused and in this world, when we don't know what to do and it's so hard. So,
I say stay grounded. Do whatever it takes to keep you grounded. And you're gonna roam the whole world and come back to waking up and making your bed. So if you do these little things that keeps you grounded every day, I'm damn sure you'll find yourself in no time. Because I didn't care about what the fuck I was wearing. Can I say that?
yeah, you can. It's a free podcast. So all these re-releases also I was talking, right?
Yeah.
And people are, bro, never in my life, I think, or my parents mentioned that recently, every week, one movie is getting re-released.
Yep.
Which means that they're getting the audience they want. Like, people are going to watch them.
Yeah.
So, which means...
look at Murari. That craze lasted for months. So, I think one more thing I have to mention is nostalgia in a way that even when I watched Murari, I didn't go to the re-release, but looking at all the trend, watching at all the reels, made me look at Mahesh Babu, what he was wearing, and I'm like, men actually wore colorful clothes back then, and bandhanis and all, traditional ones, with cargo pants, and they killed it.
What happened to us now?
Exactly. They wore bandhanis with cargo pants, and they were so happy representing their culture, and they killed it. I mean, what's up with you all now?
I think we're changing now, are we? I think we will. We'll buy Sudam and we will change. When is your men's collection released?
Oh, that was Murari was the inspiration for my men's collection.
Yeah, all the Gen Z men. It's coming.
Yeah.
Be the Mahesh Babu.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to be.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's a wrap for today's episode. A huge thanks to Aishwarya Sudam for being here and being so informative. So to all the listeners, stay quirky, stay nostalgic. Bye-bye. Done.